Sujata's offering of milk rice. One bowl given to a tired body and heart. According to the tradition, after 6 long years of severe austerity, Siddhartha's body had become extremely weak. He had eaten very little, endured hunger and pain, and pushed himself almost to the edge of death in his search for truth. He had already seen that palace pleasure was not the way. He had also seen that self-torment was not the way. Around this time, a woman named Sujata offered him a bowl of milk rice. That simple bowl of food became more than nourishment. It became a quiet turning point, helping Siddhartha regain strength before he moved toward the Bodhi tree. Today's story begins after Siddhartha had started to see the limit of severe austerity. The forest was still. The trees stood quietly around him. The earth was dry beneath his tired body. For many years, Siddhartha had practiced with great seriousness. He had eaten less and less. He had rested little. He had tried to master the body and silence its desires. But now his strength was almost gone. His face had become thin. His shoulders had become narrow. His breath was weak. The body that had once lived as a prince was now almost unrecognizable. Yet the question in his heart had not disappeared. How can suffering truly come to an end? This question had carried him out of the palace. It had led him to teachers. It had led him into deep meditation. It had led him through 6 years of severe practice. But even after all of this, he had not yet found the final answer. Then, a new understanding began to appear within him. Too much pleasure was not the way. But too much pain was not the way either. A life lost in comfort could not clearly see the truth. But a life destroyed by self-torment could not hold clear wisdom. A body that was dying could not support the deep seeing he still needed. If the lamp had no oil left, how could it give light through the night? Siddhartha was not trying to return to the palace. He was not turning back to luxury. He was not giving up his search. He was beginning to understand that the path to truth needed balance, strength, and clarity. Around this time, Sujata entered the story. The tradition tells that Sujata was a young woman from a nearby village. In some versions, she had prepared an offering because of a wish she had made. In other versions, she saw Siddhartha sitting near a tree, and believed him to be a holy being. The details may differ, but the heart of the story remains the same. Sujata prepared a bowl of milk rice with care, and offered it to the exhausted seeker. It was not a royal feast. It was not a return to pleasure. It was a simple bowl, warm and nourishing. For Siddhartha, who had lived through years of hunger and weakness, that bowl may have felt like life itself being gently placed into his hands. It was food, but it was also compassion. It was nourishment, but it was also a sign that the body did not have to be hated in order for the heart to become free. Siddhartha accepted the offering. This was a quiet but important moment. To someone watching from the outside, it may have looked simple. A tired ascetic received food. A woman gave a bowl with kindness. Nothing loud happened. No thunder filled the sky. No great crowd gathered. Yet within the story of Siddhartha's path, this moment carried deep meaning. By accepting the milk rice, Siddhartha was not abandoning the spiritual path. He was letting go of an extreme. He was no longer treating the body as an enemy that had to be crushed. He was beginning to care for the body enough to support wisdom. The 5 ascetics may not have understood this. They had watched Siddhartha practice severe austerity for many years. They had believed that his strict discipline would lead him to awakening. To them, accepting food may have looked like weakness. They may have thought he had turned away from the path. They may have felt disappointed, believing that he had given up the great effort. According to the tradition, the 5 ascetics eventually left him. But Siddhartha had not lost the way. He was beginning to see the way more clearly. He knew now that truth could not be found in palace pleasure. He also knew that truth could not be found by destroying the body. The path ahead had to be different. It had to be firm, but not cruel. It had to be gentle, but not lazy. It had to be disciplined, but not extreme. The bowl of milk rice helped his body regain strength. Slowly, the weakness began to soften. Slowly, the breath became steadier. Slowly, the mind that had been clouded by hunger could become clear again. This is why Sujata's offering is remembered with such tenderness. She did not teach Siddhartha with many words. She did not explain a great doctrine. She simply gave what was needed at the right moment. A bowl of nourishment. a gesture of care, a quiet gift to a tired body and a searching heart. Sometimes, the path changes through something very simple. A song heard in passing. A bowl placed in the hands. A moment of kindness when the body can no longer endure. These small moments can open a great door when the heart is ready. For Siddhartha, Sujata's offering stood at the threshold of a new path. Behind him were the palace and the years of austerity. Ahead of him were the Bodhi tree and the night of awakening. He had learned from comfort. He had learned from pain. Now he was ready to walk a path beyond both extremes. The milk rice did not give him enlightenment by itself. But it helped him live long enough, sit clearly enough, and continue deeply enough to reach the moment that was still waiting ahead. This is how the story of Sujata's offering quietly comes to a close. It reminds us that sometimes what we need is not more pressure, more harshness, or more punishment. Sometimes what we need is one warm bowl of strength, one gentle act of care, one moment that helps us rise again. There are times when we push ourselves too far because we want to find an answer. We may think that rest is weakness, or that receiving help means we have failed. But the story of Siddhartha and Sujata shows us something different. To receive what restores life can also be wisdom. May we learn to care for the tired places within us. May we know when to endure, and when to receive. And may we walk a path that leads not to self-torment, but to balance, compassion, and a deeper peace.